Meron po silang hapag. Ito po ay halina't magtanim ng prutas at gulay. Tama po ito, Mr. President?
Yes, the DLG Secretary and the DLG family are nodding their heads. So they
Meron pa po kayong bida, Mr. President. Ang bida ay buhay ay ingatan, droga ay ayawan. Tama po.
Yung pong bida, Mr. President, according to our DLG Secretary, is not anymore standard. Pero po yung isa,
Bakit po? Ang ganda po nito Buhay ay ingatan. Ayaw na po ba nating ingatan ang ating buhay? Bakit ito po inalis nyo? Uy,
Your Honor, Mr. President, according to our Secretary, they concentrated on the supply interdiction, hindi na po yung sa consumption. In fact, they were able to reduce the annual consumption from 14 tons to from 14 tons, and they were able to seize about 6 tons this year. So nag-concentrate sila sa ano po, sa supply, pagpigil ng supply, Mr. President, Your Honor.
so, pero pwede rin po kasi droga ay ayawan, kasangkot na rin po yun. Kasi kung wala nang gagawa ng droga, ayaw na po silang lahat.
Your Honor, Mr. President, according to the LG Secretary, that yung slogan-based programs is not as effective as yung kanila pong strategy ngayon na talagang yung supply, ang supply po ang putulin. Yun po yung kanilang strategy ngayon, really to get to the kill, kumbaga prevent the further further proliferation of drugs by cutting the supplies off, Mr. President.
So, nung inalis po niyo yung bida, ano pong ipinalit niyo? Kontrabida. Meron pa po kasi kayong bukal Ang ibig sabihin, buhayin ang kalikasan. Meron pa po ito.
That will be from the environment, Your Honor, Mr. President. So,
Wala
environment
po,
program.
nandyan pa rin po.
Yung daw po, yung wala na raw pinagsabida, hindi na contra-supply daw po ang kanila.
Pwede rin kontrabida. So, bukal, buhayin ang kalikasan. Buhay pa po ito.
May mga barangays daw po namin gumagawa, Mr. President.
Aba, kailangan po, ito po ay, lahat po ito ay merong memorandum Alam ko po ay pinagtibay po ito ng DILG. Meron pa po kayong kalinisan.
Bukal is tree planting, Your Honor, Mr. President. Tree planting program sa mga barangays.
Opo, alam ko po yun. Yung kalinisan, ano po ibig sabihin nun?
Kalinisan, Mr. President, is solid waste management, Your Honor.
Opo, pero meron po yun May ibig sabihin kasi ito po ay mga acronym Ano po yung kalinisan? Kaya ako po kasi sinusubaybayan ko yung mga programa ninyo Kalinga at inisyatiba para sa malinis na bayan. Yan po yung nakalagay.
Tama po, yan nga po ang kalinisan.
O yung barko, ano po? Meron po kayong barko
Barangay road cleaning operations, Mr.
Ayan.
President.
Listo sikap.
Disaster risk reduction management, Mr. President.
Ang layo naman. Listo sikap. Ang layo naman ang ibig sabihin. O hapag kay PBB.
Alert. Ibig sabihin daw kasi alert yung pong listo.
Ano po yung hapag katutubo? Alam po niyo, Mr. President, kaya ko po binanggit ito, mga importante pong mga programa na kung itataguyod po, lalo na po yung hapag, halina't magtanim ng prutas at gulay. Mr. President, Mr. Chair, iimbitahan ko po kayo minsan sa aking bahay. Doon po sa paligid noon, makikita po yun, meron po akong tanim eh. Every 3 days or 4 days, nakaka-harvest po ako ng okra, ng talong, kamatis at konting sili. Totoo po ito, nagkamali lang po ko dapat na nalitrato ko po para sa ganoon na ipakita ko sana sa inyo. Importante po lalo na ngayon na talagang hirap na hirap po tayo, napakaraming mga kababayan nating naghihirap. Kung may tabuid lang natin yung programa na yun, kahit na yung hapag lang na yun muna, ang laki po ng may tutulong. 42,000 or more barangays in the country. Kalahati na lamang po doon siguro yung mga pagtanim, may taguyod yun. Ang laki pong may tutulong, contribution sa ating food sufficiency program, Mr. President.
Yes, Your Honor, Mr. President, the DIG Secretary has committed that that this will be integrated, Your Honor, Mr. President. Talagang they will implement this very important program, Mr. President.
Maraming salamat po, Mr. President, sa oras na ibigay niyo sa akin. Maraming salamat, Mr. Chair.
Maraming salamat din po, Senator Marcoleta.
There being no member that wishes to, unahin ko na muna yung DIG. DIG first. No member wishes to interpret the budget of the Department of Interior, Local Government, and Local Government. I move that the budget of the Office of the Secretary, Bureau of Fire Protection, Bureau of Jail Management and Penology, Early Childhood Care and Development Council, Local Government Agency, National Commission on Muslim Filipinos, National Police Commission, National Youth Commission, Philippine Commission on Women, Philippine National Police, and Philippine Public Safety College be deemed submitted. Congratulations to them, Mr. President. We consider the budget of the Metropolitan Manila Development Authority. I so move, Mr. President. Madam President.
The budget of
Of the MMDA.
of the MMDA,
Yes.
the consideration of the budget of the MMDA is now in order.
Thank you very much, Madam President. Madam President, may we recognize the sponsor, Senator Ejercito, to give us the highlights of the budget, Madam President.
The good sponsor, Senator J.V. Ejercito, is recognized to give the highlights of the budget.
Thank you, Madam President. For the record, the recommended new appropriations for the Metro Manila Development Authority or MMDA for fiscal year 2026 is 6,977,103,000 pesos. The recommended new appropriation for the MMD under the Senate version increased by 1,100,000,000 pesos or by 18.72%. Madam President, we are now ready to answer the questions of our colleagues.
Madam
Majority Leader.
President, may we recognize a distinguished colleague from Tarlac and Pampanga, no other than Senator Rodante Marcoleta.
The Senator, the good gentleman from Tarlac and Pampanga, Senator Dante Marcoleta, is recognized to interpellate the good sponsor on the budget of the MMDA.
Maraming salamat, Madam President. Madam President, in exchange for my 292 questions, meaning to say I am no longer asked these questions to economize on the precarious time that we have this afternoon. I will just make a manifestation with an amendment. I will propose, Madam President, a proposed project title which reads Drainage Improvement along Marcos Highway, Pasig, Marikina, Cainta section. And I have discussed this with the chairman of the Finance Committee, Madam Chair, and also with the good majority leader. And it seems that they are amenable with the proposal, with the proposed amendment. And this representation found a fiscal space under the NIA budget on Balog-Balog multipurpose project, considering that this morning, Madam President, we agreed that there should be a review that should be undertaken in this project, considering that even the mayors of Tarlac, the 17 or 18 towns of Tarlac wrote to this representation asking us to undertake a review in relation to the bidded project. So, considering that some reviews will still be undertaken, I saw, Madam Chair, the MOOE allotted for this multipurpose project in the amount of 641,671,000. Yun pong kakailanganin dito sa drainage improvement was estimated to be 500 million, Madam President. Kaya doon ko po kukunin sana yung proposed improvement, drainage improvement. So ang matitira po under that MOOE of Balog-Balog Multiple Purpose Project, meron pa namang matitirang 141,671,000, Madam President. And this is, if this is acceptable, that will be the extent of my proposal, Madam President.
Madam President,
Yes, Majority Leader.
yeah, Madam President, it's a manifestation lang of request because we're not yet in the period of amendment. So, on the proper time, and of course with the, of course with the permission of the chairperson, hanapan daw niya ng para na gawin yung either committee amendment or during the period of individual amendments. Pero okay po kay chairperson, walang problema. I think the rationale for the request of the good senator from Tarlac and Pampanga is because 30 villages are flooded all the time.
Yes, because, Madam President, the DPWH created an interceptor project. All the rains coming from Mayamot section and the La Colina section, which are the promontory portion in that part of Rizal, nahuhulog po lahat yon. Yung interceptor, pinadadaan po niya sa isang creek na napakalit, ang tawag po ay Munting Dilaw. It drowns in the process about 30 villages. Kaya kawawa naman po yun, kaya naisip ko na dito na lang natin muna ilatag yung budget na para dito sa nasabi kong balog-balog project. Madam President, salamat po.
Thank you.
Salamat din po, good gentleman from Tarlac and Pampanga, and the statement of the Majority Leader is well noted that the manifestation of Senator Marcoleta will be made at the proper time during the period of amendments for consideration of the committee.
Thank you,
Majority Leader.
Madam President, and we thank the good gentleman for withdrawing all his 299 questions.
292, but still many thanks,
292
Majority
questions,
Leader,
yes.
to the good gentleman.
Thank you very much, Madam President. Thank you very much, Senator Marcoleta. Maraming salamat po. Next to interpret the budget of the MMDA is no other than Senator Raffy Tulfo.
The good gentleman from Isabela is recognized to interpellate the sponsor of the budget of the MMDA, Senator Raffy Tulfo.
Thank you, Madam President. Actually, I only have 3 questions, or maybe 4. Pero huwag kayong kabahan. Kasi, Madam President, I would like to state for the record that I am very supportive of the MMDA budget. Yun nga lang, meron akong few questions. But before that, I visited